What's going on, everybody? This is Tristan from alttab.me, and today I'm just going to do a really quick comparison because I've never seen this, and I had to go shopping recently for C-stands, and I wanted something that was affordable and something that I could keep and something that would last a long time, because with a C-stand, it's one of those things it's expensive and it should last for a while, and there are some budget options out there, and so I wanted to kind of take a look at what those were, because I don't really need the $200, $300 C-stand. I needed something that I could use in my studio, but would also hold up. And a C-stand is one of those things that you keep for a long time. So I saw two options, and I never saw any reviews on both of them side by side. So I figured, hey, why not put one out there? So today I have the Flashpoint from Adorama C-stand, and this is the 10-foot one. And then I have the C-stand from Neewer, which is also a 10-foot C-stand. As you can see, they are pretty darn similar in terms of everything. They have the grip here, which is like a little bit of foam. They both have the extender pole that comes with it. They both have two of the brackets, one and then two. So you have one that attaches to your pole to the light stand, and then you have one that can move back and forth on both. In terms of build quality, they are both pretty much identical. There are some slight differences. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod for a second, and I'll show you what the difference is. So this is the Neewer, and as you can see, it comes with threading on both sides. And then you just take off these little caps to get that threading out. So one is a thicker threading for lights and stuff like that, and one is a thinner one for, say, a camera body or a strobe light. And then you've got these two brackets. These can hold poles themselves. And then you've got one that attaches to the tripod itself. And then you've got the adjustable bits. These are what the Neewer handles look like. That's what the foam looks like. And this is what the base looks like. On the Neewer, you have a base with a threading on the bottom. So if you take this off, this is actually a little bit of threading, just like the one up top, the thicker one. And this one has the branding that says Neewer. Now, here's the Flashpoint one, which is sold only by Adorama. And it also comes with the threading and the caps. So you've got your thicker threading on the one side, and then you've got your thinner one for camera body or light on the other side. And then it also comes with these brackets. It also includes a baby pin, which can be used to attach to lights and stuff like that. The Neewer one does not. It just comes with the two clamps. These are the twist knobs on the Flashpoint. It's a little bit different. They're a little bit smaller, as you can see. They're a little bit thicker. And these are a little bit more curved, whereas these are just normal. Then you've got the same foam material. This one has the branding of Flashpoint on it. Same legs, literally the exact same legs, same dimensions, everything. The only difference I can say is that this one has like a shinier metal, and this one has a little more of a brushed metal. And on the bottom of this one, there is no threading on the bottom. Now here's the threading on this on the bottom, and here's the threading on this. Now if you see that brown, I'm going to get into that later, but yeah, I'll explain that in a little bit. All right, so that's up close and personal on it. They are literally the same thing, except for the way that things are kind of milled and designed. This also has like a brushed finish, and this is just the shiny metal. This is pretty much the same. They both feel the same. This one's a little longer than this one. Other than that, there's really no big difference between the two. Now, where the differences do start to show is that you get the extra pin on this one. As you can see here, this one comes with the extra pin for the clamp, so you can take that out. And that comes with it. The Neewer does not. This actually came, so what I was talking about with the brown, so both of these came with a little bit of rust on them. This came with a little bit of rust on the pin, which is not a big deal. I actually emailed Adorama, and they actually refunded me for the price of the pin. There's also a couple dents in the metal. I don't know if it was dropped or what happened, or if it was in the design process when it happened. All I know is that there's some dents on the handles, and I'll show you images of that. And there's just dents on the metal in general. Nothing that's going to hurt it or hurt the structural integrity of it, but they were super nice, and they deducted some money from the order. And since I do like this one more, and I'll tell you why in a second, that saved me quite a bit of money on something that is pretty expensive already. Right now, this one's on sale for $119, and this one is $129 or $127 depending on where you get it. This one has a 1-year warranty with Adorama, and this one does not have a warranty. And this is, with taxes, they both kind of come out to be the same thing. Now, the only difference is that this one, on the clamps that hold things, these are spring loaded. So when you open this up, it opens up the inside first where the grips are, and then when you screw it together, and then you have to pull apart to get it out. You have to pull that part out, and so it's got spring loading. This one on the clamps does not have spring loading. So if you like spring loading, this one has the springs. If you want spring loading, you can buy 2 little springs for this for probably like $1 at the hardware store, and you'll have spring loading. Not a big deal. I actually prefer the way that this grips on the inside. These have bigger teeth on the Neewer. This has smaller teeth, and they seem like they're going to last a little bit longer. Now, structural wise, here's a shake test on the Neewer. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a pretty good amount of give. Now on the Flashpoint, it's not as much give. It seems like it's more solid in the center. It has a little bit better balanced weight in the center. And then this one, I don't know what it is. It's not as balanced, and it definitely jiggles a little bit more. When you get a C stand, you want it to be as solid as possible. So even that little tiny fraction of a difference, this is my go-to choice for this because it's going to have less give. And this one just has a little bit more give. It's not going to affect you in a shoot, but if you want, if you're looking to get the one that has the least amount, it's definitely the Flashpoint. It's definitely balanced better. The bottom comes out very easy, and this is what it looks like on the Flashpoint, and this is what it looks like on the Neewer. This is where things got interesting. I'm gonna pull this screw out for you so you can see it. Every screw on the Neewer had rust. Every single one. Now I know what you're thinking. It's not rust, Tristan. It's just the liquid. Yeah, I mean it's just the gel that they use to lubricate. No, it's rust. I looked real close, and there's rust all over these screws. Every single one on the Neewer has rust. Every single one. To me, having rust on anything that's a bad sign, especially when I bought it brand new. Every single one of these screws, every single one has rust. Every single one. Not one of these didn't have rust. I tried to contact Neewer's customer support, and I couldn't get in touch with them. I tried when I saw the rust on the pin for the Flashpoint. I got in touch with Adorama within minutes. Problem solved. So, and they would have even exchanged it had I wanted it, but I needed this weekend, so I was like, I can deal with a couple dents and the pin having a little bit of rust condensation on it. They both close the same way. However, the Flashpoint has little grooves. It's a little bit harder, so you're gonna have to kind of get some grip on there. And then once you have one, you should be able to do the other. But like I said, they have grooves, and it's a little bit harder. This is the spring that is holding those guys into place. So when you open it, they do lock into place, and they're not going anywhere. Now the Neewer doesn't really have any grooves. and it just easily opens. That bottom thing is definitely putting a lot of tension, and I think that's what makes it a little bit more structurally sound. And this is what I think is causing the rust, is the overabundant use of gel to make it so that everything slides well. It's like basically a gel form of WD-40, but I think that they use so much that it's actually causing it to rust while it sits there. It just is not doing well with condensation. The Flashpoint definitely is sturdier. The screwing mounts are easier to use. Comes with that extra pin. Everything feels a little bit more solid. Other than that, I feel like they are built pretty much the same way, so I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one that you purchase. Just make sure you check the Neewer one for rust, because it really had a lot. I have to return this one. And the Flashpoint, you know, it was acceptable with the amount of dings and stuff on it for the milling, and for the pin was the only thing with the rust, and the little tiny bit on the bottom, which won't affect the integrity of it. They're also spring mounted. Both are spring mounted. The Neewer is a little bit more of a harsh spring. The Flashpoint, a much softer spring. So whereas the Flashpoint, the spring feels like it's built into the rod, the Neewer feels like it's just kind of in there. It's sitting on top of the rod. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, actually. You can hear it bouncing. So yeah, that's the difference between the Neewer C-stand 10 foot and the Flashpoint from Adorama C-stand 10 foot. So yeah, I hope that helps you make your decision. I don't think you would really go wrong with either of these in the price range that they are. They both go for about $129. I think this is $134 when it's not on sale. It's on sale right now for $119. And this is $129 to $127 depending on the sale. So I don't think you can go wrong. Just make sure if you're looking at Neewer that you're looking for the rust on all the screws. And if you're looking for the Flashpoint, just make sure you buy some springs so you can get spring-loaded clamps. Make sure that it's not dented or beat up when you get it, and that the pin doesn't have any rust on it. And if it does, just contact Adorama and they will help you out. So if I were to choose, I would definitely say the Flashpoint. I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. This one's going back because it's rusty. And I feel like this one just feels more solid to me, especially because the base locks, and I like that a lot. Whereas this one, the base doesn't really lock. It doesn't have as much tension. So the tension on this one is definitely a winner for me. So yeah, I've never seen a review for these two comparison. So hopefully this helps you. I don't really have an outro like some of these guys, so I'll just see you next time.